Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the cabin. You know, I get all these opinions from folks and I'm like, both of these can't be right. And we're going to talk about these. And to be honest with you, I think it's a bit of an excuse, a bit of a crutch. The dogs are here. How you doing, puppies? And I want to talk about some things that I don't talk about often today. Plus, we've got a really good day of sales after a week of really bad sales just a little while ago. And that's part of the conversation. Some awesome stuff. So let's go take a look. The pups are on it today, aren't you? There you go. Let me turn off my heater and we're gonna get to work. You may remember that it hasn't been too long since I did a video about my sales were really poor, and it's a couple weeks ago at this point. And then I did a video about how, you know, I'm not quitting eBay and you shouldn't either. And I guess I never really made my point, but it's something that I see the dog in there in the plush here. Just a minute. Hey, no, you're not supposed to get in there. Come on out here. Come on. And I often say this, something my grandmother used to say, and she had 5 kids, and she would say, you know, they'll get happy in the same britches if a kid was whining or complaining or something like that. And I never complain in that video. It's just not, I mean, look, sometimes there's times to complain, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there's things to be upset about, be down on your business or whatever, but your actions are what are going to determine your future days. And so I just kind of got to work, and whether it's in my control or out of my control what eBay does, I know one thing for sure, that I do have things I can control, and I started to do it, and the sales slowly started ramping up, and now we've had 2 really good days of sales in a row. And when I put out that video, and I knew this would happen, it happens often, I put out that video and people are like, you know, eBay's dead, eBay's whatever, you know, whatever it is. There's always something. And I got the same 2 messages that I get all the time from all kinds of folks. Let me talk about this for a second. This is a cross pen, 10 karat gold filled cross pen. And these can tend to go pretty good. You saw me pick one up on a video not too long ago. I'm not going to open it up. But when they have the case with it, this one sold for $49.95 plus shipping. And we have about 22, when I started writing this morning, we had 20, we've had 2 more since. 22 sales for over $800, plus another static sale on another site, and we did some of the, well, I guess it's not in here yet. We did a couple of live sales over there on a couple different Dibdit marketplaces. But I started to go through some of my old listings and do what I've done in the past, which is to delist them and to relist them, but with a change, not just to delist and relist. And one of those sales just came in, as were some of these that we're going to talk about today. But the message that I get, what are we doing, pup? Y'all, what are you doing? This is a gift somebody sent us, and I like that one right there. I'll show it to y'all later. You're going to have to go, bud. You're going to have to go. Come on. Come on. There. Sit. Sorry for the interruption. Wallen usually behaves, but Poncho sometimes not. Any rate, what was I talking about? Oh, the messages that come in. So I've got this for years, you know. You can't sell anything on eBay anymore because there's too many sellers. And now it's eBay's terrible and everybody's leaving eBay. There's, you know, what I'm like, You know, if you process those 2 things together, first of all, both can't be true. Everybody's leaving eBay and there's too many sellers on eBay. You know, these are market forces. Let's say, hypothetically, there were too many sellers on eBay compared to the buyer base. Then that would slow down sales for a lot of people, not for everybody. Depends on what you sell, depends on how you sell, depends on if you promote, all those things. But all of that is irrelevant to me. Well, it's not irrelevant if eBay is shrinking in buyer base. And I think there's some evidence that there has been some shrinking since the end of COVID. But overall, the long scale picture of this thing, the big picture of it, the macro picture of it is, this stuff's not going anywhere, y'all. It's not going anywhere. And the people that want to make excuses for the fact that they're not selling things are usually the people who are going to quit. And that benefits the rest of us. Now, I don't like it when I don't have a lot of sales. I didn't like those 2 days. I'm scratching my head and doing whatever. But I'm not going to dig into the numbers and the analytics and come up with a reason why this is happening. I'm going to get to work. Sold a couple of Care Bears today, and they're easy to find. Except for, I was looking for a bigger one. This is Friendship Bear, $15.95. Sometimes the little ones go quite well. And the baby tugs, I think those go really fast as soon as I get them. This one sold for $15.95 plus shipping. The next story I'm going to tell you is something I've said before. So forgive me if you've heard it before. These are cool. I just love finding these right here. These old mics, you know, ham radio, CB radio stands for a desktop. Really cool. I love them. I think people buy them for decor, let's be honest. But, I mean, how cool is that thing? At any rate, it is a Turner +3, and that one sold rather quickly for 40 bucks, $39.95 plus shipping. When I first started teaching, I had the privilege of having a much older group of teachers teaching the faculty in the history department, much older than me. I was the young guy and everybody else was ready to retire. And the history department chair at the time, I remember her coming to me and saying, hey, you know, you don't have to agree with me on my politics. You don't have to agree with me about my worldview, about my teaching techniques, about my philosophy, about all this stuff. Really, to be a successful teacher, you just need to agree with me on one thing. And she asked me a question. She said, what is the single most important factor in the success of your students in your classroom? And I thought, that's interesting. And I, of course, I don't even know what I said, but the answer that she wanted me to give her, and I remember it to this day, and I didn't do things the way she did them. And oftentimes she'd come into my room and tell me that. But this one thing stuck with me forever. She said, you are the most important determining factor in the success of the kids in your classroom and the success of your classroom. And I thought, yeah, it's obvious, but it's something that we don't often think about. And that's really some lesson that I've taken into all of my businesses here, in my eBay business in particular, is that yes, we could point fingers, cast blame, and there are times for that. But the overarching kind of driving factor should be you and what you're doing, whether it's your sourcing, whether it's your listing, whether it's, you know, any numerous amount of things for your business. You got to be accountable for it, and you've got to maintain the fact that you have control over your business, or at least the biggest amount of control over anything. And so that's what I said. I got to work. That actually reminds me of something I heard on a live. I like to listen to podcasts and reselling folks and different channels and stuff. This kind of makes me sad right here, y'all. I like this. I like this little thing. There, almost everything in here is for sale. Not everything, but this is where my little stickers were, and little Fenton hobnail. I don't know. I'm not a glass. What is this? A sherbet bowl or something? I don't know. Tim over the years could tell me. This sold for $17.50 plus shipping. And this one went to a viewer. We have 22, 23, 24 sales, something like that today. And just looking at it, 1, 2, I don't know. There's been a handful of viewer sales, so thank you. And one in particular bought a bunch of stuff, so appreciate that. And I want to say, oh, this is Paul. This is Paul's merch. For those of you who watch the Trash to Cash podcast, paulsmerch.com. Anyway, I won't go through the whole spiel. You know, it's an inside joke unless you're over there watching. My wife saw this on this morning's video and had to have it. So, Paul, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support here and over on the Trash to Cash podcast. Thanks. So, of course, in addition to the, you know, fixing some of the old listings, we also were listing some more things, and it was indiscriminate. We were just listing and putting good prices on stuff and making good listings, and stuff starts to sell. Older stuff, stuff that's been around for a while, stuff that hasn't been around for a while. And this is, you know, stuff that a lot of people don't bother with, but it was basically all profit after fees on this one because we've made our money back on that Tupperware buy. That sold for $10 plus shipping. You know, I like making videos like this because it's, and I like having, this sounds weird, but I like having an audience that is similar to me. It's, you just be yourself, right? And you attract the audience, and you attract the friends and the people around you that enjoy what you're doing, and vice versa. And so I was listening to a podcast the other day, or a live or something, I can't even remember where at this point. They were talking about times posting. When do you post your eBay videos, your YouTube videos? And for me, it's been the same for over 5 years at this point. Almost 5.5 years at this point. I post them at 9 a.m., the Flipper and the Picker channel. And people talking like, don't you look at your analytics and when are the most people on and this and that? I'm like, no, I want to attract an audience of people that are like-minded. And that's why I love this Flipper channel so much. I post in the morning, 9 a.m. East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, because I want people who are working to watch me. I want to help, to inspire, if nothing else, just to have camaraderie with people. And that's what happens, you know. People that make excuses for themselves and for their business and always point fingers, those aren't the people that I want to be around. I want to be around the people that are always trying to find solutions to get better and to work. And so I like people like, I guarantee you, maybe you can stop for a second and come over and leave a comment if you're working right now while you're listening to this. And sometimes, you know, people will come over and they'll stop it for a second and look at the item that's sold or something like that. But a lot of you listen while you work. And a lot of the commentary was, you know, I want people to get home from work and to sit down and enjoy my show. And that may be true of the Picker channel somewhat, but they can do that too. It doesn't matter if I posted at 9 o'clock. I want an audience of folks that are resellers, that are putting in the work, that enjoy it, and that can kind of associate what they're doing with what I'm doing. Look at this show. Turner had a job today. Uh-oh. Looks like he may be quitting. That was to pick up all the sticks in the yard before spring hits. Here he comes. You better not know I'm looking at him. You don't see him. What's up, buddy? What's your question?
Are we going to the basketball game today or no?
Let me finish this and we'll see what time it is.
Okay.
You gotta comb your hair. You look like a nut. See ya. Next one is a viewer sale too, and they asked for a shout out for their uncle. And I think the name is Greg. That is not it. I swear it was up here. Hold on. Right shelf, wrong side. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is one of the cards to look out for. The box isn't perfect, but this one sold for $12.95 plus shipping. And a big shout out to Greg. So your nephew, apparently, or niece, I guess, depending on who bought this maybe for you, or maybe they bought it for them and to give you the shout out. So Greg, I appreciate it. I have not been listing too many. No, hey, you know. They misbehave. They know the rules. I'll let them back in a little bit. Don't think I mean. Have not been listing too many over on Commons Buy It Now lately, but I don't know why. They sell every time I do. But we've been selling a lot live on Tuesday mornings over there. Instead, it's just a little less time consuming. Anyway, I bought a box of things I never would have bought before. Old lawnmower parts. There was one in there I pulled out and sold, and I paid $5 for the whole thing. And the rest of them were like $5 to $10 a piece, and I was like, no, I already made my money on it. So I listed them all together for $12, and somebody bought them on shopcommons.net. 12 plus shipping. You know, I've always taken time into consideration when I'm doing this, but lately I've been taking it into much more consideration, and because I want to preserve that time where we can work on eBay stuff. I'm hoping these are the right ones. These are Carhartt, I think. Yep, this is the right one, I think. Great, yep, this is it. And doubling up things like this, getting the sell-through rate a little higher, same size shirts. And these were women's, sold for $18.04 plus shipping. So like I said, going through some of the old listings, making sure a lot of new listings are going up, and all of a sudden we have sales. And it's because I took accountability for it myself, even if it wasn't my fault. Taking accountability and taking action has really helped. It is baseball season, y'all. I just heard a dog out there or something. $50 for this one, brand new. And they're just Adidas baseball pants is all. And this is the time to be selling golf. It's the time to be selling baseball. All those outdoor sports are starting up. $24.95 for these plus shipping. And this is part of the reason why I talk about, eBay is going nowhere. Buy it now listings for higher dollar are going nowhere in comparison to live selling. Live selling, however, is growing massively. There is a certain segment of society that just absolutely loves live selling. So I'm not ignoring either one. That's why we started Dibdit and all the other marketplaces. But listen, if my wife needed a pair of pants for Turner to play baseball in, she wouldn't go sit through hours of an auction to hopefully find it. She would, at a better price, she would go on eBay and get them. And this person, instead of paying $50 out the door, everything, tax, tag, license, all that, $34.50. So they save themselves $15 on it, and it's getting delivered to their house. Speaking of time, people always say, why do you sell $5 items and all? It's such a waste of time. And I largely agree, with some exceptions like this one. And I'm going to have to pull this out of here. The biggest time-consuming thing with this is finding the right one. If you don't know this by now, I've been selling them for years. I always say shout out Ivan. My buddy Ivan, I met with him a couple years ago in Tennessee. And he literally gave these all to me, which is an incredible gesture. So that's why I don't look. There was over 100 of these. We're down to 80, 85 of this in particular. There were way more than 100 of all of them. And this one is headed out of here today, on card, unpunched even. Although sometimes they don't arrive unpunched. $4.19 plus shipping, which isn't amazing, but you only list it one time. So the only time it takes is to ship it. And you make, you know, $3.50 or so per. I gotta put it back in here. So it's really only the time it takes to find it and ship it, which might be 2-3 minutes or so. And you figure you're making $60 an hour that way because the listing was done so long ago. It does take up space. But to me, that's the way I calculate things. How much money am I making per hour on an item? If that was a single item, the time would go way up, probably 10 minutes or so with taking a picture, list, well, maybe not that long, 6 minutes or so, double. So it would cut that hourly rate in half. And so time's important. That's why I don't want people to get, you know, the wrong idea. I think it's important to delist and relist and do those things, but I don't do it until that item's been through a sale. So almost a year before I do that a lot of times, unless I find a mistake in a listing, because it's not worth my time. I know folks that go on every month, and if something didn't sell in a month, they're delisting it, relisting, whatever. That's fine too, but it's not my model. I would rather push out new items and then deal with them if they ever don't sell in a year. Just time management, I think, is more important than going on and spending hours and hours every single month on every single item to delist and relist. Not really my model. I'm going to show you the next one because I don't want to get it right now because Turner wants to go to this basketball game tonight. That Brunswick bag. Usually sell those really quickly. Well, not really quickly, but for a decent amount. This one only went for like $12.69. It was out on clearance because it had some condition issues. I probably shouldn't have picked it up at all. I think I paid $1 for it because of the condition issues, which I'm like, yeah, I might get 15 bucks. I guess it's worth it, but that one really wasn't, but I'll take the profit. And another thing people criticize me for too as well is that I don't do intermediate steps in the process for putting stuff on sale. I go right from full price to 30% off. I find that price fixes a lot of bad listings, to be honest with you. And yeah, I'm making a little bit less money, but I'm spending way less time on it, which means I can get new listings up, which have a far higher sell-through rate. This is an example of that. These did not sell at the price that I had them out there for, but they were out there for 250 days. And I won't fix a listing or redo it, you know, edit it, whatever you want to call it. Not edit it, but delist it and put it back up until after it's gone on 30% off and didn't sell. And so this is an example of that. This is a little international seed die cast. It's probably Erdl, although I'm not positive. And it sold on 30% off for $27.97. I'm sure there was a price in there a little higher that if I would have done it a different way, I could have got it, but I didn't spend any time on it, which means I could get other listings up. So I love, that's my method. I'm not saying it's right for everybody. It depends on your space and the time available and all that, but for me, I love it. My phone is buzzing like crazy, so it's my phone gets an alert every time there's a sale on one of the dibdit.com or Dibdit threads or Dibdit cards or Polish and Brush or whatever. It's going off like every 5 seconds over there, so there must be shows running on every platform. Here we go. I can't believe it. We sold one of these. These sell like twice a year. I think it's a small that sold. And I've talked about these before, so I won't talk about them too much anymore. But we're still making money at these, going out at $10.45, $10.46. Still making money because we only paid $2 a piece. And now it's just the smaller sizes left. Let me double check that. It is a size, oh, I gotta find a size large, actually. I didn't know having any of those left. Because all the other styles, we only have, what, 2 styles left? No, we have one more back there. Those are all small. So this one, apparently we had a large left. So I'll take that sale. I think it was a viewer. It was a viewer, and this one was going to Melissa. Kevin and family, we followed you for many years on YouTube. Wanted to buy this shirt because I am finally finishing classes at Liberty University. We are resellers too, and my daughter and I are thankful for all we have learned from you and the family over the years. Thanks so much, Melissa. Melissa, congratulations. And hopefully you put that degree to good use and you love that shirt. I appreciate it. Or like me, don't put your degree to use at all. Well, I did for 21 years, I suppose. Buc-ee's plush. They go pretty quick at this price, $13.95 plus shipping. So I'm looking at my phone to see here because I don't know if you heard that buzz, another sale. Looks like 4 of the marketplaces have lives and multiples on one. That's probably Dibdit. Polish and Brush is live. Dibbed It Threads is live. Dibbed It Cards is live. People are selling today, boy. Nothing live on Shop Commons right now. Nothing live on Dibbed It Sports. Speaking of Dibbed It Threads, I bought this over there on Dibbed It Threads with a credit because y'all used that link below and I got a free $5 multiple times. So I appreciate y'all doing that, and you can get free $5 if you want to go over there and spend it as well if you go through that link and put in code Commonwealth. But this one I bought full on credit over there. Well, it had a few issues, which is probably why the person put it on Threads to begin with. But free money turned it into $24.95. I think it was only a few bucks it went for anyways, but check out that cool old tag right there. So I'll take that sale. $24.95 plus shipping. Actually $24.99 plus shipping. Thanks. I watched, this is from Stan, so this is another viewer sale. So what is this, the third one so far? So we do appreciate that. Thanks. I watch your channel all the time. It's very informative, and I appreciate what you do. Stan, I appreciate what you do. I very much appreciate it, and boy, I said appreciate a lot. I hope you enjoy it. The next sale is, well, it'll just show you that there's not much sourcing to be had up here in the way that I like to source in the wintertime, because I've been doing other sourcing techniques like that last one on Dibbed It. This one I actually sourced on Whatnot because I had Whatnot credit over there. And I went over there and spent all my credit on stuff from a friend of mine, Ray, the Nashville Flippers. I bought that on credit. And he got a little bit of money at it, and I got a sale out of it. I think I paid $10 for it over there on Whatnot, but in reality I paid nothing because it was a credit. $24.95 plus shipping. I guess I should tell you what it is. It's Funko Pop, I guess. Marvel X-Men 97 collection. Make sure this is the right one. I think I bought a couple from them. Yep, that's it. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This was one of the ones, I think I did 10, 12, maybe 15 max, where I delisted and relisted stuff that had already gone through a 30% off sale and still hadn't sold. And this is an example. It took me a minute to find these. They were at the bottom. They've been here a long time. These are just sterling silver candle holders. And sterling, of course, sells, but a lot of these are weighted and have stuff in it, so you can't determine the silver and all that. I've seen a few folks break them down, take the silver, crunch it all up and just sell it at silver weight, but I wasn't going to do all that. $19.95 for these plus shipping. I think we had them listed at like $24.95, and they just weren't selling, so I'm like, well, let's get them gone, and it worked. I am not a very good record salesman. That may be an understatement of all understatements, and this one I would not even ever try to list at this point. This has been around for 2 years maybe, and like I said, now I just sell them off in bulk over there on Shop Commons instead of, you know, I might pick a few out some winners, but this, I don't want to have stuff sitting around. That's all there. I've bought thousands of records over the year. That's all I have, and I just am not very good at selling them, and this one sold just for $7 plus shipping. Turner just came in and got on me again. He's like, you're going too slow, Pop. We're never going to make it to this game. I'm like, you're probably right. And a little Betty Boop messenger bag. It's all pure profit at this point. We have made our money back a long time ago on that lot. This one's used, but in pretty good shape. Good. I like it. I like it. It's got the little tags on the zippers and all that. It sold for $15 plus shipping. And I'm just noticing, Alice, you are a repeat buyer, so I want to give you a giant thank you for your support. And I sold a Steelers hat, and I had bought a bunch of them. I don't think you've seen this video on Picker yet, but I thought this one came from that. I'm like, why is that on 30% off already? And it's not. It's a much older hat. See, all these Steelers hats we just listed. I'm waiting for that one to sell right there. But this is the one that sold uncleaned, which is probably why it didn't sell. There's been times where I've taken time to clean tons of hats and then list them all nice and clean. And then some it's like, no, I'll just get it up there, give them a discount. This one uncleaned, still sold on discount, 30% off for $19.59 plus shipping. I made a mess. I guess I'll go this way. I think they're over here anyway. Some indie cards. Yep, this is why I thought it was here earlier when it was over there. It's because I had just put this in here. So this is a pretty quick seller. Indie Racing League cards. And these sold for decent money. I was a little surprised. Actually, $24.69 for those. So they went off on a little bit of a discount plus shipping. And I'm going to read this thank you in advance. So this was the fourth or fifth viewer sale today. So that got up, let's see. Well, there's multiples in this one. So I said 22. There's 22 orders, but this one had multiple sales in it. So it's still around 20% of our sales going to viewers. That is extremely kind of you all. So I'm going to thank Kathy. Hello, Kevin. I've been watching your channel for a long time. I missed out on the discount on the first 5 items because I liked a lot of... Oh, I see. So, missed out on... I got it. And plus, you can put in the code Commonwealth and get 5% off. So, you put those in there instead of buying them all together with that discount. I understand. In your store, I wanted to buy all at once. It won't bother me if you use cloth bags to help ship. So absolutely, we'll ship it to you cheap as we can, and we'll refund you everything in excess for the shipping because you bought multiples. That's no problem at all. Keep up the great work, she says. Thanks, Kathy. So we'll be pulling these orders, putting them all together for you. We appreciate you very much. These are kind of cool. They're super light, but they're not the easiest to pack, as you can see. But they're little MCM birds. They went off on 30% off. We're not making a ton of money on them. Paid $1 a piece. There's 4 of them. There you go. You can see they're different styles. Bought them in at $127. This lady was hilarious. I'm like, I'm finding something to buy from you. $21 per shipping. Another 30% off item. I'll tell you what. People think I'm nuts for doing it. I love it. If you buy right, it doesn't matter. The new stuff that's good sell-through, it sells, and it sells at full price or right under, 5% off or something like that. And it's the stuff that's been around forever that's going off on 30% off, and I think it's awesome, and I'll keep doing it. This is a little Raggedy Ann. Oh, it was a curtain or I'm not sure what it is. Maybe a pillowcase. At any rate, it's sold on discount, so we got, after the fact, $9.07 plus shipping. I'm probably into that for $1. All right, we're going to give it another shot. Oh, you can't get in your chair, can you? Last Thursday's Commonwealth Picker video, I got yelled at for not buying a purse like this for $5. And this is just a Vera Bradley. I mean, it might even been the exact same purse. It wasn't this one because I didn't buy it. And I bought a Betty Boop purse for something for $3. And that one I know I can make some money on. And this one she wanted $5 for. And I'm like, I'll give you $3 for it. And boy, the guy laid into me. And you know what? This one sold for $14.95 plus shipping. So $5 into that isn't the end of the world, but it's not where I want to be. Especially because you got to take into account, think of how many things I sold here at 30% off, right? And so 30% off of that would have been $10. After fees, I'd be making $3 on it if I paid $5. So $3 was a stretch. And boy, people don't like it, but I think people that understand, hey, Pancho, no. People that get it, get it. And it's not me being insulting to them. It's just for me, that's where I gotta be on that item. So, but that one sold for, I'd probably paid $1 or $2 for that one. It sold for $14.95 plus shipping. To me, that's worth it. Speaking of the Betty Boop, this is the Betty Boop right here. I think it is anyways. It may have actually been a different one, but it probably sells for about the same amount. This Betty Boop right here sold for, actually I think this is a different one, but this one sold for $30, so $29.95 for that one. That's a bigger one. And Betty Boop stuff's all over the place. It doesn't go for crazy money because it's mass produced, but some of the older stuff and the cool stuff, there's a good collector base out there for it. $29.95 plus shipping. And I sold a Care Bear Share Bear. I think, is that the one with the ice cream, right? Sharing and ice cream. There it is right there. Really good condition on this one. This one goes a little bit more than some of the other ones. I don't know, people like the color, I guess. That one sold for $17, $17.95, $17.95 plus shipping. My wife will be happy about this next sale because it was in a room. We did a house clean out. I never aired this video. I might air it at some point. A house clean out, and we're pulling anything we could make money on out of it before we took everything else and either donated it somewhere, took it to the dump, whatever. And this was in a room that I had already gone through. And I'm like, no, there's nothing in there. And she's like, I'll see about that. And look, she found this thing. And it is a Hummel, which a lot of Hummel stuff's not good. Some of it is, though, so don't listen to people tell you all of it's bad. And this one sold for, let's see, it's a music box. A little pull, see the pull string right there? She's like, that's cute. I'm like, okay. Sold for $14.95 plus shipping, and I would have left it behind. All right, it's a cool looking one right here. So 1611 edition, King James version, if you know that history. 1611 big date. And that one's a cool little Bible, actually, for not being leather bound. It's hardback, great condition. That's a cool Bible right there. $29.95 plus shipping. Same video I got yelled at in this. I also got yelled at for, well, a couple things, let me tell you. The typical thing I get from not, well, maybe not from just non-resellers, but you know, Bibles should be free, that kind of thing. I'm like, who's going to make them if they're free? Doesn't happen that way. But The other point was I had bought another Bible at that sale. Not this one. This was from somewhere else. But I had bought a Bible at that sale, and it was one that was pretty typical in a box, and these usually go for around 20 bucks for me, and it was $1, so I picked it up for $1, and then I flashed comps on the screen for $100 and $129, and they're like, you know, ripping me for, I'm like, I actually thought it was worth $20. I don't comp everything into sale. Sometimes, you know, when I'm out there saying I talk to the camera, I talk to y'all. Y'all talk to me too, don't lie. You look at that camera and you're like, you dummy, you missed this thing, and you're shouting at the TV. So I can talk to you too. And sometimes that's what I did. I just said, it's probably worth 20 bucks, and I gave him $1 for it. I didn't say that to the person, I said it to the camera. And it turned out it was a really, really good one. I was really kind of shocked at it. So I haven't sold it yet, though. All right, y'all. Turner's here for some Commonwealth comedy and always brings some... Turner said when you're out of garage sales and they're starting up soon, he wants... What do you want me to get you?
A keyboard.
A keyboard. Just a regular old school keyboard. I think I can do that. You got some Commonwealth comedy for him?
Mm-hmm. Where was King David's temple located?
Where was King David's temple located? Well, I know the real answer to this, but... Do you know the real answer to it?
No.
No, in Jerusalem, but whatever. What is the comedic answer to the question?
Beside his ear.
I love it. Thank you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, you can go and we can get ready to go to this game, but I want to show these folks some awesome gifts. Darcy sent me this. How cool is this? And this was a Tupperware award. She tells the story where she got it. I love this. 1984, and I believe... I don't want to, let's see, where the sidewalk ends, this is a sealed cassette. This is going to go in my 80s cave. This might too, actually, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know what I'll do with that. There it is, 1984. Best year ever. So, there you go. I was 9. No, what am I talking about? I was 7. 7. At any rate, that's really cool. I'm going to like that one. I have sealed cassettes and sealed VHS. I've been saving for my 80s cave in there once I finally get it done. Very kind of you. And one of our favorites here, Cheryl, you are amazing. I don't want to give away any of your information, but I can give away this anyways. Run With It Quilts. Y'all can check her out right there. She is amazing. She does amazing work too. And she had very, very kind words to say and sent... You know, and made fun of Dave and Carrie, which I love. She misses the Trash to Cash meetups. Maybe we'll do them again. There's her dog, Mickey. She sent me a picture because she was sad that we lost Sophie. And, of course, you tease Dave and Carrie, but then you do this to me. And look at this, even wrapping paper, y'all. Is there more in here? Oh, my goodness, Cheryl. What in the world? And this is really nice of you to send this, too, as well. I'll show that to the girls. Okay, what's in this thing? Pineapple dishcloth here, and then what is this? I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was going to blame you. I love that. That's really kind of cool looking, Cheryl. So thank you for everything. We appreciate you. Hey, y'all, this barely got on the shelf right here. It's a quick set. Some of these don't go good, so you gotta be careful with them, but this one went very quickly for $42.95 plus shipping, and Reagan's here. And she has to thank somebody for buying something not from CommonwealthPicker.com. They bought it over on Shop Commons. What did they get?
Haha Johnson / Tony got a Shop Commons bag.
Tony did his first sale over there on Divdit the other day. Haha Johnson, you were amazing. You're a legend over on Divdit. We appreciate it. And the Shop Common bags are inside. So I'm going to have to go grab that one. We appreciate you very much.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right, y'all, I'm so excited. Look at that. The sun popped out today. I'm going to go do some work out here, and then I got to get in there and ship, and I still got about an hour to spare for dinner, and then we'll go to the game with Turner. Y'all, I cannot wait. Spring has sprung. They have finally finished my basement, sort of, what I asked them to do anyways. And I'm going to head back to this trailer back here because I got to get some new merchandise to take it into that shed in order for the pictures to be done. One advantage of having a trailer here, my buddy Mike, we're going to get this back out on the road here soon, is the fact that it's free storage. So, at any rate, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us today, and I can't wait to see you next time.